Do you believe that Donald Trump is the de facto president of the United States even before he's been inaugurated?
You know, there are some facts that are emerging right now which says that he is the de facto president. And there are some facts that are leading out to believe that information has been kept from him, or there are some deep state scorched earth policies taking place. So let's look at what makes him de facto the president. Let's look at the hollowing out of Syria, right? How this intelligence was already there for sure. The Turkish intelligence, the West intelligence, which includes the British MI5 or 6 and the CIA and the National Intelligence and the Israeli intelligence, of course, had already had this kind of deal, out there. It just needed a dealer, right, to strike it. And I'm sure they took his blessings and they struck at Syria. Within a matter of days, Syria got totally hollowed out. Hollowed out by HTS, a former ISIS element, hollowed out by the Free Syrian or Syrian National Army, hollowed out by the Syrian Kurds, hollowed out by the Israelis, and hollowed out by the US jets striking ISIS that are trying to come from the southeast into Syria and take some areas. So look at it. Let's look at it, who benefited and who did not benefit. Let's look at the benefit of Israel. Israel has gone from Golan Heights to Golan Lows, right? They've come down the heights, occupied the entire buffer zone, pushed the buffer zone up. Israel has totally destroyed all the arms, planes, and naval equipment of Syria. Nobody who runs Syria will have the capacity other than to use AK-47s on Israel. Nobody has the capacity to fuel Iran's arms to the Hezbollah. Hezbollah was already doctored or neutered in the first place by the leadership being taken off. Number one, taken off. Number two, taken off. Their 50% of their arms, ammunitions, rockets, all destroyed. And Hezbollah came into a peace treaty with Israel, moved out, right? And Israel asked all its citizens to move back into northern Israel because they had achieved peace with Hezbollah. Hezbollah has got no chance of getting any arms anymore. So Hezbollah is virtually history. So Israel wins. Israel wins a heck of a lot. Now Israel is just going to concentrate on Gaza, right? I know what the end game there is in my mind, right? They're going to take a huge buffer zone in Gaza, put in their kibbutzes there, right? And they're going to push the Palestinians or the Gazans up towards Egypt or get them out to the other side of the river. And on the other side of the river, they're assisting the Palestinian Liberation Authority to clean out areas areas in the East Bank where ISIS has a hold, like Jenin. They're clearing out that. They're arming the Palestinian Liberation Authority to take control of Gaza, but they will get the space there. So in a way, Israel is going to be comfortable for the next 25 years. No issues about that. Look at Turkey. Turkey always wanted to be an Islamic hegemon. Turkey has almost achieved that. They were trying to be the hegemon versus Saudi Arabia, which hosts two of the most religious Islamic sites and is the local dada there or the local, let's say, hegemon, right, in the Middle East. But now Turkey, by virtue of supporting the Free Syrian Army, by supporting a lot of groups, right, have come right into Syria. So they can send the Syrian refugees back to Syria, they can send the Syrian Kurds back to Syria, and they might even send some Turkish Kurds back to Syria too. So Turkey has gained a lot. Turkey is now trying to establish the caliphate once again. But they've got a tough time because Saudi Arabia is also going to garner its wealth power to make sure that they're not dethroned as the de facto leader of the Ummah. Then let's talk about whom has it hurt? It's hurt Russia. Its only warm water naval base is wiped out. Its airport is wiped out. Its fighter planes are all wiped out. The Russians had to leave in a scurry hurry. Right? You have no space for Russia in the Middle East anymore. They're gonzo. They've been told to concentrate on Ukraine and come to a deal there. Trump's played that card beautifully. Then you talk about Iran. Iran has nowhere to supply weapons to. They've got nobody to ship the weapons from Syria to the Hezbollah. So Iran is cut off. And Iran has been warned, don't you mess, because you'll be the next. So Iran is gone. China has also been told, don't meddle in the Middle East. And also, don't give this problem about a new BRICS currency, right? Because then you'll get 100% tariff. Even India is scared. They just destabilized Bangladesh, and now they might destabilize India too. If India makes a noise about separate currency and whatnot. The Indian foreign minister just came out and he said, no. US dollar is fine. SWIFT is fine. US as the world hegemon is fine. Trump as the world leader is perfectly fine. So there you go. A lot of countries are going to suffer, but the worst of all, it's going to be Syria. There are going to be factional fightings in Syria, and the Syrians will not have peace for the next 4 to 5 years. Here's the impact of Trump before he takes up the presidency. But on the other hand, you have Biden, who is using a scorched earth policy, right? He's burning up the last resources, right, and sending them to Ukraine to wage a battle and keep the Russians at bay. He's creating problems almost everywhere in the world for Trump to solve. He's creating problems in the border. Border is a major issue after economy and the realpolitik of the world for Trump. He's creating issues. Trump's got a problem on day one. However, he does have some good people advising him. He has people who care about America advising him. And he's won on the promise that I care for America. He's won with the fight mentality that he had when a bullet went through his ears. So this guy has got it all. De facto, he is probably the president. Wait, he's called Xi Jinping on the 20th of January for the inauguration. Last time when he called Xi Jinping to Mar-a-Lago, there were airstrikes in Syria. This time, maybe there'll be airstrikes on Tehran. Let's wait and see. This is just a prophecy from me, Ajit Someshwar of HollaTalks, wishing you goodbye.